Okay, that's on.
Okay.
Check.
We're
1, 2.
actually going to be recording now, Tom, just so you know.
All right, Tom.
Okay.
On 3. 1.
No, wait. You want to announce him or do you want me to announce
Well,
him?
I'm going to do 3, 2, 1. So 3, 2, 1. Okay, we are in New York City. This is our first time doing our podcast abroad.
Yes.
We are with Jackson Brittany, When Reality Hits. How's everybody doing?
We have a very special guest on today, Mr. Tom Schwartz, who we love so much. Jackson's man.
BFF.
Is it man of, what's it called? Best man in our
best
wedding.
man.
Hello, Tom. Thanks for being here today.
I love you both. It's an honor to be here. I love New York City. Shout out New York City, my favorite city on the planet.
I know. You told me you were coming here Friday. I think we leave on Thursday, so we're gonna be crossing each other in the sky, I think.
Yes, and Tom, thanks
I
so
love
much
that.
for doing this with us. I know everybody is dying to hear a little bit of your side of the story, and I'm sure you're so tired of talking about it, just like everyone else. So we appreciate you.
I owe him a big steak dinner
Coming
after this.
in-
Big steak dinner.
Yeah.
Some drinks. You know.
Just looking what I've gleaned from the internet and being in the bars with everybody who watches the show every night is people are a little fatigued, but also they're just like this thing sort of just captivated the nation. It's so bizarre and f***ed up, and it's like, hold on. By the way, should I get my thesaurus so I can mix up a nice little word salad for you guys?
Please no.
Yeah,
Me and Jax are not the ones for that.
We're not very wordy.
Remember, I'm a country girl.
Yeah, and I'm just I got a community college education here, so
If that.
Yeah, you're right.
Jax, Britt, everyone listening, there'll be no grandiloquence, and also this will not be a journey into talking a lot without saying a little, without saying anything. But I'll do my best to be concise and not ramble.
You got it, Tom.
I'm pretty excited.
By the
I'm doing our
way, I know,
podcast.
Tom Schwartz, we just love you.
I know.
So
I
I
love
want to
you
know,
guys.
why do you think that this did get so big? Like, what?
We're getting right into it.
Yeah,
Right into it.
it's so crazy how big it got.
Wait, before we dive in, can I plug myself? Stars on Mars premiered last night.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to ask you about that, but go for it.
We were going to get into that, but go ahead.
No, we don't have to get into it. Just like I just want to say there was such a strange, wonderful, bizarre experience. I'm so grateful I got to do it. We filmed in Coober Pedy, which is the opal mining capital of the world in Australia, but it really felt like Mars. And I just want to say I'm so grateful for the opportunity. Like, it was so weird waking up to Lance Armstrong every morning, and like, I have
cool.
Marshawn Lynch walking into the room roasting me. You got Richard Sherman, Adam Rippon, Christopher Mintz was my bunkmate. I got top bunk, by the way, Jax. I know you love top bunks.
Oh man.
Who was your favorite cast member?
I hit it off. This is such a Schwartz answer, but I really kind of hit it off with everybody. Ronda Rousey, Tinashe, Ariel Winter.
Wow.
like,
Ariel
Portia.
Winter was on there. You know, that was Jax's
That's my
crush
crush,
for
yeah.
a long time. I was like,
I did know that. I did know that, but it was so fun, and I'm grateful that I got to do it. It's a like the budget and the production value is insane. It looks like The Martian when you watch it back.
Really?
That's
So
gonna
what's
be
the
cool.
premise of it?
It's like, so it's a simulation. We all go to Mars, and William Shatner is the host, and he sort of beams in our missions for the day, and we have to complete those. And at the end of it, the bottom three are deemed mission non-critical or potentially mission non-critical, and then there's one elimination each day because we don't have enough rations for everyone to stay there.
oh, that's crazy.
That's really
did a hell of-
cool.
How cool that William Shatner did it. Like, that's perfect.
I mean, I know you can't say anything about it. Obviously, I know how these shows work, but were you happy with the outcome? I'll just say that.
I honestly, I went up there to sort of like just reset my mind, and I accomplished that, and it was awesome, man.
I'm glad you got to do that, because I know everybody on the cast has been so stressed after all of this.
Like before, and I want to preface, like, before we
I'll tell you what,
dive
you couldn't have picked a better place to go to, Australia, to clear your head. That's for sure.
Dude, I'm in love with Sydney, by the way. I'm in my honeymoon phase with Sydney. It's awesome. Alliday, like Aussies in general. Shout out to Australia. My God, I love it. And so
time.
warm and welcoming. And I was going to say, before we like dive into this, I wanted to say, I hope I don't sound like I'm like ever rationalizing or justifying this whole affair, because It's indefensible.
Yeah.
Okay. It's indefensible. And I just wanted to add like a little bit of like background, context, or nuance to see where my mindset was. You know, and unfortunately for Sandoval, when you have a full blown fucking affair with one of your closest friends, you forego the benefit or the luxury of nuance and context. And I know Tom is like itching to tell more of his side of the story, but like when you have a full blown affair, I'm going to say it again, your side of the story becomes obsolete.
Yes, 100%. I agree with you.
It becomes obsolete. That's and he. Listen, Tom will never listen to this, but like he needs to lose the ego.
Yes,
he needs to bring heart, humility, and just say I'm sorry. Not I'm sorry, but
exactly.
Thank you.
I've said this a million times. I go, you got to stop the but after and the like, and just say, hey, you know what? I effed up. I'm sorry. I screwed up. I'm a human being. You know. And move on.
Well, I'm glad to hear this from you, though, Tom, because I know you guys were super close, and I know this has affected your life and your businesses and everything like that as well. So, you know, and we know you're a good guy, and we also felt like you were put in a really hard position. But we also wanted to give you the space to talk freely without being like talked over or anything like that, to where you can like say your piece. And because I know that you love Ariana too, and I'm sure that you did not want anything to happen to her like this.
No, I mean, I just feel terrible about the whole thing, the way it played out. I feel, you know, everyone's like, you're complicit. You're just as guilty as him. And I'm like,
but you're not his father, though. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And I know you said something. I know you said, hey, listen, you need to come clean, but you can only do so much. And at the end of the day, it's not really your job.
But we need to hear it from Tom.
Okay, go ahead.
Because he hasn't had a chance to say his side, I feel like.
Yeah, and that's okay. But Jax, I'm going to piggyback off what you just said. And like, just to give people a little context, like I was going through the most intense year of my entire life. My father hit his head. He had a brain bleed, pulmonary embolisms. He ended up having to get a tracheotomy at one point. He had a 5% chance of living. He was in 3 different hospitals for 7 months. And it was honestly, it was one of the most intense experiences of my life, all while trying to open the bar. You know, we went way over budget. We're behind schedule. My brother got diagnosed with testicular cancer, so he's doing chemotherapy. My other brother's in rehab. Some other stuff that I'm not comfortable talking about in my family. But I get the reason I'm saying this right now is not to try to evoke sympathy if anyone's listening. It's just to try to give you a little idea of how little bandwidth I had. I was just like my adrenal glands were fucking fried. I felt like I was in constant flight or fight, and maybe selfishly, I was self-involved by necessity. Like opening a bar is fucking intense. And when you couple that with what Tom Sandoval, the narrative that he had told me, you know, he sold me a shit bill of goods. Apparently, because, you know, Ariana's side of the story is completely different. He was telling me that he had been trying to break up with her over the course of many months. He tried, I think, said 3 times. He had this whole, by the way, I'm not breathing life into this narrative if Ariana ever hears this, because I don't want to do that. But, you know, his version of the story is that she treats him like shit. She belittles him. They have no intimacy. And that they're more or less just roommates now, you know?
That's fine. And break up.
But as somebody,
exactly.
I will say, as somebody who was viewing it, because we weren't on the show, so we were actually like on the other side of it this year, so we have a little bit of a different perspective. But as somebody who was viewing it, it just looked like he only started saying this stuff because he was like trying to blame Ariana for what was happening. Like that's what totally. It looks like. You know what I mean? Like, it looks like he was trying to blame her. For him doing this whole affair, which is insane.
Britt, I'm glad you said that, because it's really effed up when people try to shift the blame in a situation like this.
I agree.
You know, like to imply like you should have known all the signs were there. That's vile.
Yes,
you know?
And that was really hard to watch. And I've talked with Ariana, and I know that like upset her having like see this stuff, because she did, you know, after finding out that you did know about things, you know, she kind of felt like you were like involved more so than.
Yeah. I mean, if you watch the show, it looks like my world revolves around Tom Sandoval.
I know.
everyone outside of this little world, you know, the show's very authentic and the editors do a fucking awesome job. But like, you would think my life revolves around fucking Tom Sandoval and Raquel. And like, it could not be further from the truth. Like I'm Tom Schwartz. I did not have an affair with Ariana.
Right.
I'm not, you know, like this is not my life, but yes, I'm an unfortunate confidant. And yeah, man, it's like, you know, I don't, every time I try to like recount the whole timeline, I end up looking like a bigger idiot because it's not my story to tell. And no matter what they show on the show, whatever Tom or Raquel says, no one's going to ever know that full story except for Tom Sandoval and Raquel.
I know.
You know?
All right. We all know as parents that it can be hard to find creative ways to keep your kids busy, challenged, and off their screens. Luckily, KiwiCo does this legwork for you so you can spend quality time tackling projects together.
KiwiCo is super cool subscription box for your kids that offers multiple lines of fun and enriching projects that are designed to spark creativity, innovation, and learning.
They have developmentally appropriate projects for every child and interest level from newborn to teens. KiwiCo has developed over 2,000 projects in STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. Cruz absolutely loves it. He's got this little koala bear that he got, and he loves it. It's so great for him. We want to teach him as much as we can.
And we love keeping him off the iPad.
Yes. Simply select a crate or take their quiz to find their perfect match.
It's no wonder they have over 20,000 five-star reviews.
Redefine play with KiwiCo right now. Get 50% off your first month. Crates start at just $14 per month plus free shipping on any crate line at KiwiCo.com. Promo code is REALITY.
Free shipping, guys. You hear that? Free shipping. It's
that's a big
right now.
deal.
That's
shipping.
a huge deal.
50% off of your first month plus free shipping at KiwiCo.com. Promo code REALITY. KiwiCo.com. Promo code REALITY.
If you're looking to get something for your kids, this is it right here,
yes,
guys. Check
parents,
them out.
It's a must.
This episode of When Reality Hits is brought to you by AG1 by Athletic Greens. They are on a mission to empower people to take ownership of their health with a simple daily habit. Now, I've been trying this. I've been loving it. I feel good. I have it in the morning. I have it at night. I really, really enjoy it. I feel good about myself.
Every scoop is packed with 75 vitamins, minerals, and whole food source ingredients of the highest quality.
I like this a lot because sometimes I don't get exactly what I need every day in my diet. I'm not on the go. Obviously, being parents, we don't really get to eat on schedule every day.
Yeah.
When I do this every morning, I know that I'm getting every vitamin that I need every day.
It gives us major benefits like gut and mood support, boosted energy, and even healthier looking skin, hair, and nails, which is what I love because I'm all about the skin, hair, and nails.
AG1 was designed with ease in mind so you can live healthier and better without having to do a lot. Why take a bunch of different things when you can just mix one scoop of powder in water once a day? I'm huge in that. I was taking different powders every day from different canisters in my pantry, and I just got rid of all that stuff and started just doing AG1, and it's been amazing.
If you're looking for an easier way to take supplements, Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase.
Wait, am I reading that? Free 1-year supply of vitamin D?
Yes, and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to athleticgreens.com/realityhits.
That's athleticgreens.com/realityhits. Check it out. You're really, really going to like it.
But I can tell you guys from my point of view, we can
Yes, I would love to hear from your point of view because on the reunion, Tom Sandoval said that you knew from January and you said that you knew from August. So I think that maybe you should clear up something from that because I feel like everybody's like, what is happening? And everybody at the reunion I know is saying that you guys didn't get your story straight and this and that.
Yeah, that's the thing. We never it wasn't some sort of like secret behind the scenes. Like people think Tom Sandoval was like coaching me on what to say, which could not be further from the truth. You know what I mean? I'm off in my little Tom Schwartz bubble. But from what I know is that they hooked. By the way, I threw out a random date just because everyone's like, you better get your story straight. We're coming for you. You better get your timeline straight. I'm like, you guys, I did not mark this on my fucking calendar, okay? I'm absolutely consumed with my own life. And I'll tell you what I know, but I threw out a random date. I have no idea when he told me, but it was around sometime in like late August-ish. I don't know, sometime in the summer after the wedding.
Oh, so 100% you found out after the wedding, not before the wedding.
Yes,
we
yes.
had theories that Tom Sandoval was encouraging you to make out, because now we're viewers, okay? So we got a different view of everything. So we were thinking that maybe Sandoval was trying to have you kiss her to throw off the scent from what was going on between them two.
Yeah, no, that's not true. And by the way, I mean,
Which
we
makes
can get
it
into
even a little bit. If it's not true, now it's even a little bit more weird. Why would he do that?
Yeah, no, it's not true. Me and Raquel, we never had real chemistry.
Yeah.
It was never going anywhere. But I guess I was kind of a sad little sack of shit, and it was I guess it was convenient. It just was such an innocent kiss, and had I known it would have hurt Katie so much, I would have never done that.
I know. She really got upset. It really was sad to see, honestly.
I know, and my knee-jerk reaction was discount her feelings and minimize it, because I was thinking from my perspective, if I had divorced Katie and then 5 months later she kissed someone in our friend group, even in spite of our informal agreement not to hook up with people in the friend group, I would be like, you know what? Good for you. Hell yeah.
Do you really think you would be like that? Because I don't think you would.
100%. If I divorced her and it was 5 months later and I had been dating other girls and everything, but anyways, I don't want to continue to minimize it, because it really hurt Katie's feelings.
Yes, I know.
I'm sorry for that. But sometime around that time, I still don't know where or when the first time they hooked up is. Apparently it was in a car outside of Tom's house or something.
And then he went and knocked on the door to get in the house, and she had to answer, right?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I knew that they had a one-night stand, and he told me this. Well, apparently, listen, I don't know what's going to come out, but it's looking like it now. It's starting to look like it just never stopped.
Yeah.
Is that going to be the big news? I mean, we haven't seen the final reunion just yet. Obviously, this is going to come out tomorrow, day of the reunion. So we're wondering what is that.
Do you know what it is, Tom? Do you know what the big reveal is?
I have no idea, and I don't want to spoil it, but if I had to guess, it would probably just be that they never stopped hooking up, or maybe they hooked up even earlier than they first said they did.
That was my guess, too.
You didn't say anything.
Yeah, it's nothing that I didn't think was already going to happen.
No, it's okay.
That's what everybody in the world is speculating, is that it's going to be that they were hooking up even when she was with James. That's what a lot of people are thinking. I've seen on the internet.
Yeah.
And just to piggyback off to the Katie situation, I'm sorry, because this is a question I had. What is your current situation with Katie right now? Just because we were just talking about that, how is everything going with you two?
Well, I still love her. I mean, respectfully, not in love with her, but I still love her and care about her a lot.
Yeah.
And we're cordial, but she's so busy opening up her sandwich shop, which looks fucking awesome. So props to Ariana and Katie, because I know how hard it is, and how many moving pieces and how much time, energy, sweat, blood, love goes into that. So shout out to them. So we're cordial, but it's not like we're BFFs. We're not going out and getting dinner, but we're cool. And I don't know. That was one thing that made me really sad. It's because we had, you guys know, we were together 12 years and we had this
I know.
complex.
We were both in your all's wedding, and, we loved you guys, and we always want the best for both of you, no matter what. So I know, but I know you also went through the divorce and had to sell your house, and I know that was hard on both of you guys.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's sorry, I'm starting to jump all over the place, but so I was getting the divorce, even though it was amicable, it's fucking stressful to get divorced and move all of your shit out of your house into a little sad bachelor pad, and it's that with my family completely fucked up, and it's just opening the bar and being 4 months behind schedule, over leveraging ourselves financially. It's it was just very intense. And again, the reason I bring this up is just so people can get an idea of how consumed I was in my own little world. And maybe that's one of my regrets, is that I was so kind of nonchalant about this. And I just accepted everything that Sandoval told me about it. Why would I not believe him?
So to make things clear really fast, Tom, because you said that he did tell you he had a one-night stand. So did he tell you about the one-night stand before Sheena's wedding, and then told you more?
It was after the wedding. And then we had this moment where we sat down, and he's like, dude, I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm losing. I feel like me and Ariana are inevitably going to break up. Maybe I'm naive for saying this, and people are probably going to gag. But from my point of view, with all the shit going on in my life, the little bandwidth I had to assign to his life, it seemed like things kind of went back to normal for a while. It didn't feel weird around them. And like, yeah, we all hung out, but they were good. They always had people around them as buffers. In hindsight, like I feel like I kind of got used a little bit. I really do feel like I got
he
used.
said he feels like he got used.
I was just trying to tap into that. I fully on believe that, because I feel like, and I'm not just saying this because I'm your friend, but I do feel like Tom Sandoval does take advantage of you, of your kindness. And you are. He 100% does. You can tell me that I'm lying, but I 100% believe, and I'm never wrong. You know that. I'm never wrong. I honestly think he takes a little bit of advantage of your kindness with not only just that, I think with the bar, with the scheduling, with him going on tour, and you guys are in the middle of opening a bar, and just I think with a lot of things, not just this in general, but I'm talking about this goes back 12 years with a lot of different things. I think he kind of takes your kindness, and kind of uses it a little bit. I mean, do you agree or you disagree?
I do. In this case in particular, I really feel like he exploited me because I do love Tom, and I took to heart everything he told me about like Ariana. Like now that I've heard her side of the story,
yeah,
I'm just she has like vehemently denied all of this stuff. Like,
yeah,
he insinuated that there's certain things I don't want to say anymore.
No,
I don't want to
say what you're comfortable with.
Yeah, say what you're comfortable with. But I definitely think that he is saying a whole different side of what she was saying. I mean, she was like, he was talking about that they broke up on Valentine's Day. That was not true. Like, she completely denies all of that. And I believe Ariana. I think that Sandoval,
open relationship in a hot tub.
I think that Sandoval was trying to just make himself look better for the things that he did to her. And that's my honest opinion, because he is like one of the most hated people right now because this went so crazy. So I think that he might be trying to use anything he can to make her look bad. And that's so terrible because she was the one that was so hurt in this situation.
And I do think he does the coaching thing, because we were watching the reunion on the way here from the airport, and how mad he got at the cameras for not wanting to film him with her by himself for 1 minute.
Raquel,
it's like, why couldn't? Yeah, he wanted to film. He wanted to hang out with Raquel during the lunch break
without cameras
while you were doing push-ups. He wanted. No, I'll joke aside. We'll get into that in a second. But while joking aside, he wanted to be with Raquel for a good 5 minutes, and he's telling the producers this: "Can I just be alone? Why do you need the cameras not to be there unless you're coaching her on what to say? There's no reason for the cameras to go away, because you should be able to say whatever you want in front of everybody, because that's the show we signed up for."
Well, and they said Raquel said something like, I can't remember word for word what she said, but it was so embarrassing to watch. She said something like, "We haven't lied about anything other than the affair." I was like, oh my gosh, that's like everything. So what do you mean?
That's a doozy.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
Well, no, but I agree with everything you guys are saying. I mean, I know we started talking about the timeline, and then I guess in hindsight, even when I didn't know, I knew, because like, listen, even if they did stop hooking up until around like January, he came to me and told me that he's in love, and it's like real deal, and he's gonna, he's 100%, he's breaking up with Ariana. He's already tried before, but like this is not like just like a fling. He's in love, and then And in hindsight, thinking back, I mean, at the very least,
wait a minute. I don't mean to cut you off, but what about, like, you didn't even like think it was like, you didn't feel? I know you, and I know you get uncomfortable in weird situations. You were going to tell me that you were not uncomfortable at all during Big Bear, when you guys all four went to Big Bear.
Yeah,
that must have been so uncomfortable for you. I think.
Dude, thanks for bringing that up, because that is the perfect example of Tom being incredibly selfish and almost rabid, dogged pursuit of pleasure with this affair. He put a lot of his friends, not just me, a lot of his friends in very uncomfortable situations. We had that trip planned for a long time. We were hyped about it. The bar's open. We're going snowboarding. And then last second, he's like, by the way, I want to bring who. And it made me feel super uncomfortable. I barely saw her, so I don't. It's not like she came out with us snowboarding.
Right. She was like in hiding in the room, right?
It's just, dude, that's he really, really just like got lost in the sauce and was like,
Did you like that whole trip up there? Did you guys go together? Did you drive up there together? All four of you?
Yeah, me and Tom did, not Raquel. She came separately. Me and Tom drove up there, and that's just that. It like
did you at any time say, hey, after a couple drinks, being like, hey, what are you doing? Just what are you doing, man? What are you doing?
By that point, that's when I really started listen, relatively speaking, Schwartz style. I was like, dude, you have to tell Ariana.
Right.
He's like, I know. He's like, I'm going to, and I'm like, well, I've pretty much broken up with her. I'm like, well, what does that mean?
Yeah, that is so.
There's no
messed
try,
up.
only do.
Yeah.
You don't try to break up with someone. But like,
you said that. Oh, sorry. I want you to keep talking, Tom. Sorry, I just got so many questions for you.
Please jump in at any time. But around that time is like, yeah, we're like that. For me, from my point of view, that's when things really like the tide turned. I was like, oh my God, this is like a full-blown affair.
Like, how did Ariana not know that she was up there with Tom snowboarding?
She didn't know.
If I go check the mail, Brittany, and I'm longer than 5 minutes, Brittany's calling the cops.
She didn't know. I don't think there was any like photos posted with her there, and I don't think that Ariana thought anything was going on to even like worry about that. You know what I mean? So
but I know
she
they went
wasn't
out,
worried about that.
But they went out to dinner, right? All four of you guys went out to dinner. I'm sure somebody saw you guys out there. I'm sure somebody saw you out there that knew the show and was probably like, what the hell are these four doing together?
Whether you're trying to drink more water or less soda, Hint is here to help. Let me just tell you that I love Hint water so much. We got like 3 cases and we've already went through them all. I bring them every time we record our podcast. I put them in Cruise's water bottles and everything because they are so good for you. They're all natural flavors.
We literally went through 3 cases in like 2 days.
And they don't have all that extra like fake sweeteners and all that stuff in there. They have more than 25 flavors, including classics like watermelon, blackberry, pineapple, as well as delicious mashups like blueberry lemon, peach raspberry. That one's my favorite, by the way. Cherry, crisp apple, coconut, and many more.
Hint is great for everyone in the family, kids, teens, men, women, healthy people, people trying to get healthy, new moms, pregnant women, women trying to get pregnant. In short, humans.
You can find Hint water at retail stores like Walmart, Target, and Kroger, or have it delivered direct to your door from hintwater.com.
New customers can get Hint for just $1 a bottle with free shipping when they order 3 cases.
That's 36 bottles for $36 and free shipping. Just use the code REALITYHITS at checkout. $1 a bottle. And it is delicious. Has the best aftertaste ever. None of that fake sweeteners and stuff in there. It's absolutely delicious. You will love it. Hintwater.com. Use the code REALITYHITS.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Therapy is all about deepening your self-awareness and understanding because sometimes we don't know what we want or why we react the way we do until we talk through things. Right, Jax?
Oh, very much. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who can take you on a journey of self-discovery from wherever you are.
We've talked about this so many times, how you had like the worst experiences. So it's so amazing to have something like BetterHelp to help you find amazing therapists and people to help you talk about your feelings, just everything that you're going through in life, because mental health is so important.
I wish I had this when I was looking for a therapist.
I know, right?
Like, this would have saved so many issues.
Yes.
And on the show, it would have saved so many issues.
If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule, which is also amazing because you can pick whenever it's right for you. You don't have to go on someone else's schedule, and that's awesome.
Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge.
Discover your potential with BetterHelp.
Visit betterhelp.com/realityhits today to get 10% off your first month.
That's BetterHelp. HELP.com/realityhits.
By the way, on a side note, like I don't just so everybody knows, I'm not dating anyone. I don't have a secret girlfriend that lives with me. Okay, I'm single and not ready to mingle.
Hey, that's
single
good.
and not ready to mingle.
Single and not ready to mingle. I like that.
Yeah, okay, yeah, because a lot of people think that you were dating Joe, and we're not going to talk bad about her or anything, but I just want you to be able to clear it up that you are not in a relationship.
And I've told everybody, the people that ask me that, I always say, Tom is not in a relationship. Does that Joe girl hang around? Yes. Is he in a relationship? No. He's allowed to have female friends. He can do whatever he wants, but they're not in a relationship. And I've said that many times.
Thanks, Jax. Well, by the way, I think she's hilarious, beautiful, talented. Joe's the shit. I just don't want a girlfriend. I just got out of a 12-year relationship. But going back to what we were talking about, I think that trip it makes me feel rotten because I am guilty of just being too complacent and just almost like turning a blind eye. But
I'm not gonna lie.
In my defense, based on the information that Tom Sandoval had given me about his relationship, like he's one of my closest friends, and I I bought what he was selling with the little bandwidth and attention span I had to give to this whole situation. I believed him. And like I said before, and from what Ariana's saying, it's all bullshit. He sold me a shit bill of goods. And I don't know, maybe that's one of my biggest regrets is maybe I wish I would have done more due diligence. I don't know if maybe I should have gave him an ultimatum
that was one of my
like if
questions.
if he didn't tell Ariana, were you going to? Because I know that, Ariana was in your wedding on your side as well. So I know that you love her as well. And I know, of course, that was such a hard position for you to be in, but you had to have just noticed how terrible this was, Well,
totally. And I don't know. I try not to have regrets on that, but I wish I could have.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to talk. I keep talking.
No, it's okay.
You guys, that was my next question, though, is do you have any regrets? And I just wanted to elaborate on that. Do you have any regrets? If so, what are they? That's
no, it's okay. You guys, please jump in at any time. We're riffing. I love you guys, but I will. Well, I do regret kissing Raquel in Mexico because of how much it hurt Katie. It was a little selfish, but I was also falling apart. And in regards to like this whole affair, my biggest regret is how just nonchalant I was about it.
Yeah.
It looks like I was his like co-conspirator, and I just was I was an unfortunate confidant, and I really bought the story he told me. I bought I don't want to keep repeating it because I don't want to upset Ariana.
And you're also not the type of person I know. Like I said, I know you pretty well. You got your own shit going on, and I think it's not talked about enough about what you are going on with your personal life, with your family, your father, and all that. That weighs a huge weight on you, and then you have to deal with this on the side. It's like, and to be honest, what you're doing with your family, this kind of stuff is menial when you got all these big deal things going on with your family.
But also, I wonder,
as a person, though, honey, no, as a person, you just gotta be like, listen, I don't have the time for this. I don't have the time to deal with this because I got my dad's in the hospital, my brother's in rehab, my other brother's got cancer. I can't. I'm trying to open a bar. That's why I understand. That's why I have sympathy for you a little bit on that.
Right, of course. And I hate that your family's going through all that, and I'm praying for them, and I hope that they are doing better. 100%.
Like I said, thanks, Britt. And I'm not using that as an excuse. I'm just trying to let people inside of my mindset at the time. You know?
No, I understand.
I really was just so fucking consumed with my own life, and I really believed what Tom Sandoval told me, and it made me.
So, are you mad at Tom Sandoval? Have you talked to him about how shitty of a person he was to even you?
Yeah, where do you guys stand right now? You two.
He has apologized. He has apologized to me a lot. And by the way, I'm glad you brought that up because, one thing, I'm in the bars every single week. I'm in Schwartz and Sandy's. I'm in Tom Tom. And one thing I've gleaned from a lot of patrons and people who like the show is, first of all, they're repulsed and disgusted by this whole thing. It's vile. It's indefensible. But they're one thing they always say is from our point of view, it doesn't seem like he has remorse or contrition.
Exactly.
And Raquel too, and it further exacerbates the situation. Tom has apologized to me a lot.
I feel like he's apologized to you more than he has to Ariana.
He's
and that
changed the lyrics in his song, in his band, about how the phone fell out. He's almost making fun of this situation now.
What?
When he goes on this tour, he's talking the songs to elaborating about how the phone fell out of his pocket, about how Raquel knew, and he's almost making fun of it, kind of just going along with it now. Which that's kind of a little bit the lack of empathy and the scarier part, the sociopath part of it all.
And just the part that he, I'm glad that he's apologizing to you, but I just feel like there just needs to be so much more towards Ariana, because that's just
totally.
This is, I went through with Jax. It wasn't near as public, but it was so hard to have to live through that publicly. Whenever he cheated and all that, that was so hard for me. So I can feel for Ariana and what she had to go through during all of this. And I'm glad because she's thriving now. She's doing so good. I feel like she's happier. A weight's been lifted off of her shoulder, and hopefully she will just be the queen of everything now and just have the best life. That's all I want for her.
She's literally booked every commercial.
Yeah, she's killing it right now. She's absolutely killing it. And I'm happy because she deserves that, because this was super public and so hard to go through publicly. And then to have to relive it all months later on the show again. And, that's hard. That's really hard.
What a bizarre experience. She must feel like she's in the Truman Show. Tom too. It's I am happy. It makes me happy to see her thriving. I think her and Sheena threw out the first pitch at the Padres game last night.
Like,
she's ubiquitous, man. She's fucking everywhere. And she's crushing it. And
slow down with those big words, dude. I'm going through my thesaurus as we speak right now. Ubiquitous. The hell word is that?
Me and Jackson over here like,
We're like, yeah, exactly. Ubiquitous. It's so ubiquitous.
I got absolutely roasted for my Watch What Happens Live debacle. I was just a rambling fool, but in the moment, it made sense.
We made fun of you a little bit too, but it's all out of love. You know that.
Yeah, it's all harm. It's just because, man, I watched you on that reunion. Like I said, we watched the reunion because we got to recap it on the podcast. But God, I've never seen you look as uncomfortable as you did on that reunion. Like you were literally like
deer in headlights.
You were a deer in headlights. You looked pale. You looked uncomfortable. You looked like get me the F out of here. Like you were just not wanting any part of that. I could just tell. And I could tell your insides, you were just like I said, I know you pretty well, and you were uncomfortable as hell. Uncomfortable as hell.
I wanted to click my heels together and disappear so bad. I was just a sad fucking old meat sack sitting there with a half a Xanax in my system, just like trying to do some sort of like transcendental meditation listen, we have to be present. You guys have done a ton of these reunions, but at the same time, like just being strategically seated right next to Tom and Raquel, I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be imprinted in people's minds now. It's just it corroborates that we were some sort of like throuple or whatever the people think. I don't even know.
I hate that people think that you were like super involved in it. Have you talked to Ariana very much and like tried to apologize to her for knowing, or how has anything like that went down between you two?
We had a brief moment towards the end of the season, but it was maybe like, we tied for like 30 minutes, but I just giving her space. I don't think she wants to see me. And I don't blame her. Based on the way everything played out and how this came out, I look like I'm, Tom's fucking wingman or something,
I think
and
that's
it's like
what she thinks too, a little,
I guess to some extent I was, based on what he had told me, I feel like you really betrayed my trust.
And this is just
my confidence.
The top of my head. Do you think now, like today, do you think that you need to maybe? I hate this. It's not your thing. Are you going to step back from your friendship at all? Are you going to play it safe? Now, how do you go about your friendship / business partner? How do you move on from this?
Yeah, listen,
heal, I guess.
He made a big mess, and then he left it for us to clean up back at the businesses, and it's hard for me not to be resentful of him.
Yeah.
I'm taking a break from Tom right now. I haven't seen him in a while.
I'm glad to hear that, Tom. That makes me happy, honestly, because you deserve to have that space and be able to like focus and like have your time. And I know like how devoted you are to your bars. Like you are at Tom, you are at Schwartz and Sandy's all the time, and you love talking to people, and you're so good at what you do. And I feel like he just like took off on this tour.
I'm Lola. And I'm Megan. And we're the hosts of Trust Me, Cults, Extreme Belief, and Manipulation. We both have childhood cult experiences, and we're here to debunk the myths about people who join them
and show that anyone can be manipulated.
Our past interviews include survivors and former members of the Manson family,
NXIVM,
MS-13, Teal Swan,
Heaven's Gate, Children of God,
and the Branch Davidians. Join us every week as we help you spot the red flags.
Get new episodes of Trust Me every Wednesday on Podcast One
or wherever you get your podcasts.
By the way, hold on. I got to tell Schwartz something because I don't think you know this. The other day, my phone got a text message, and guess who it was from?
Who?
Tom Sandoval.
Oh, my God, really?
He texted me. We have not sent each other a text message since July 8th, 2020, whenever I said happy belated birthday. Sorry, I'm a day late. I'm going through because it was whenever my mom was sick in Kentucky. And I was like, I hope you're doing great and had a wonderful day. He didn't respond or anything like that. Thursday, May 25th, he texts me this. Yo, Britt, hope you're doing well. Our band is playing in Louisville, Kentucky on 6/1. If any of your fans and family or friends want to come to the show, just let me know and I could put them on my list. Headliners Music Hall, Thursday, 6/1.
If that doesn't say tone deaf or selfishness, then I don't know what does. Like, that is the most tone-deaf thing you can possibly say. You texted my wife, not even me.
I was just so shocked that he texted me that because like I said, we hadn't talked in so long. I'm obviously on Ariana's side about all of this. And I just thought that was kind of crazy. Like, why would I want my family and friends to go to that? You know, like, I don't know. It was just so bizarre to me. And I feel like that's kind of how he's been about this whole situation. I just couldn't believe that he texted me that out of nowhere, you know? And I know he was like, in his mind, probably trying to think that it was a nice thing, but I was just kind of like, whoa, it was just very bizarre to me.
I know I just dropped an atomic bomb on the whole world, but this is a total Tom thing to say. But do you want to come to my concert in Louisville? Like, that's such a move that he would do, and it's just so bizarre. And that brings me back to the lack of empathy, the tone deafness, the selfishness. Like, are you mad? Do you honestly think my wife would be like, hold on, let me call my friends? Like, are you serious? I just thought so bizarre. I think he's going through something. He's got to be having a midlife crisis or whatever, because nobody in this world acts like this.
I mean, you know, it's like I'm happy for him. I know he's very passionate about the band, but like the optics of it, just not even from my point of view, but people see that he's up there and he's, you know, singing his heart out. He's got his shirt off. It just looks like he has no contrition, or it looks like he just doesn't give a fuck, and he's living out his rock star dreams. And good for him, but it just, man, I think that's one thing I've gleaned from like all the people in the restaurant. They just don't understand like the lack of remorse. I know he fucking regrets it, but like he doesn't do a good job of showing that. And he just, he's got to, I'll say it again. He's got to drop the ego, man. Hard humility, and stop. Like I want to say this again for emphasis, man. When you have a full fucking blown affair, your side of the story ceases to exist.
Exactly.
That shit is obsolete. And just you just got to move forward.
And Raquel, like, just how she like smiles and stuff talking about it, like that almost made me throw up. I could not believe that she was just grinning ear to ear about it. Tom, I was like, what is happening right now?
Every week I go back and forth. I'm like, is she an idiot or is she calculated? Like, I can't figure her out. Like, I can't tell if she's smart or she's just really dumb.
Well,
like,
what I want to know
I can't figure it out, because there's some weeks where I'm like, she's a moron. and I'm like, and then I'm like, well, wait a minute, maybe she's calculated. Like, I can't figure it out. And I got a good read on people. I usually can read people pretty well, and I can't read her at all.
Seems like she doesn't have emotions either.
Yeah, she doesn't.
Yeah, you guys just reminded me of what did Andy say? Andy, I remember Andy on Watch What Happens Live was like, sorry, like, are you mad at Raquel? And I think I said something like, not really, actually, which I know she's just as fucking guilty. I mean, it's cold-blooded.
Oh, yeah.
What she did. But, like, from my point of view, it kind of just seemed like she was along for the ride. I got to be careful what I say. She seemed
true.
like
I believe that, too.
I don't know. Like, man, Tom just had, like, this dogged fucking pursuit of pleasure. I've never, I feel like
it is midlife crisis-y. Like,
it is. It's like, dude, I think he kind of, like...
And he blew up his whole life.
A little bit of a diva mentality where he's like, I'm untouchable, you know, kind of thing.
You had that. That's exactly what you did,
and then I stole sunglasses, and then it was...
you did a lot more than just steal sunglasses. You went through a lot. You went through a lot of stupid stuff, too. But you've learned and grown from it, and I just don't see anything like that happening with Tom right now. No. Not you, Tom. The other Tom.
No, I get it. I love to see you guys. Jax, I love your comeuppance. I love that you've reformed. You're a fucking great dad. You're turning your life. I mean, I've always been a great person. He had
a big heart.
I got a big heart. I mean, I'm not a malicious. I do a lot of stupid stuff, but that's because I like to get a rise out of people. But I don't do anything like malicious or anything.
We'll just ask you like one more question, Tom, because I know we've kept you for a while.
It's okay.
But I want to go. I want to go back to how Sandoval told you that he was in love with her. I'm just wondering, just like the rest of the world, are they still in love? Are they together? Like, what is happening? Because it kind of pisses me off if they're not together after they blew everybody's lives up. You know what I mean? Like, if they're not even together now, what in the world is happening?
That was the last thing I said to him before we left the reunion. I was like, dude, after all the shit that you put me through and everyone else around you through, I was like, you better marry this fucking girl. And I'm happy to report that I have no idea. I have no clue, and it could not make me happier. I don't want to know any secrets.
So you're that like far away from him. Like, you're not even talking to him right now about stuff.
No, he's been on tour nonstop, so I haven't seen him or talked to him in a long time. I mean, he's been on tour for like months, which probably is good for his mental health. Not that anyone cares about that, and I'm certainly not going to make the mistake of advocating for hugs for Sandoval again.
No.
It's just just as a reminder to people out there. It's like, whew, my God, there's like some of the toxicity and like. I can't imagine the DMs that they're getting and stuff. And just a reminder to people out there, it's like, what's that quote from that one philosopher dude? It's like, when you're fighting monsters, be careful that you don't become one. It's like, holy shit. I get this is super fucked up and people are just like disgusted by the whole thing. But like, man, people are just online are scary sometimes.
Oh,
holy
gosh.
shit, man.
Yeah,
Instagram
trolls are
that mob mentality.
But even like Ariana was talking to me, like she still can get like people. Of course, she's got so many more people in her corner that are supporting her, but she even gets like mean messages about things, and it's just so crazy that people online do that to anybody. I mean, I'll post a photo and they talk about how I look, what I do, that I took Jack's back. Like people talk so much crap on Instagram, and if they come up to our faces, it's not normally like that. Like, nobody's really going to say that to your face ever, but it just sucks because Instagram and all that kind of stuff, bullies can just say whatever they want and think they're getting away with it. It just is so annoying to me.
Keyboard warriors.
Right. Yeah. Totally. You guys, you're so right. And listen, I don't know if we blame the algorithms or what, but like, you know, I was watching this YouTube clip the other day with I think Steve Harvey and Shannon Sharp, and they're talking about how Denzel schooled him on the difference between like a movie star and a TV star. Movies, you gotta get in the car, get dressed up, go spend money on the ticket. But like people on TV, like you invite them into your living rooms. It's like you're like part of the family.
Yeah, especially reality TV.
And I love that. We have like and that's the coolest thing about the bar. Like, yes, it's like a parasocial relationship until they come in the bar, and then that shit like transcends it. We're hugging, we're taking half shots, and it's so fun. What was my point? Point being, I got it. I got my point. The point being is I feel like that's why like the outpouring of like hate and disappointment has been so intense. I feel like these people have grown with us for 10 years. They've allowed Tom Sandoval to be in their living rooms for 10 years. And then it's like their best friend has fucking betrayed them. And it's almost like they're losing someone. I don't know. Maybe this is all bullshit.
Can I ask you just to shift a little bit? How's the bar doing? How is Schwartz and Sandy's doing? Are we still doing good? Are you happy there? This weekend was absolutely slamming. That's one thing I got to shout out to my partners, Brett and Greg. Like they've had to deal with a lot of harassment because of this. Yeah. People like calling in and stuff. Like, did they think Tom Sandoval's ever going to hear these voicemails they leave? It's like, he doesn't hear any of that shit. Our employees have to deal with that. Right. And, just like, I get it. People are disgusted with him. What's going on with Tom? Are you guys still involved with that?
Yeah. Tom's great.
I wasn't sure if you guys, to get, because I think on the reunion or something like that said that you might have sold your shares for extra money for Tom, for Schwartz and Sandy's, but no, you guys are still involved.
We took out a small percentage just to help us get to the finish line, but we're still involved. Pride was awesome in West Hollywood. Shout out to West Hollywood. Yes. Sunday Fun was incredible. And
happy Pride, everybody. I'm sorry. I wish that we could have been there for that. But I had my brother's wedding. I had my nephew's graduation, so we weren't in town. But we love going to Pride too. It's so much fun and such an amazing thing.
We've been part of it for every year.
Yeah, we support
with Lisa and
fully.
It was always fun.
Yeah.
Well, like in closing, like I said, man, I guess I don't know. Maybe I'm a sucker. I sold the shit bill of goods and I bought it, and I was just so caught up in my fucking own life. I just selfishly, I guess I should have done more, and I guess I regret that. And it's kind of sad.
Well, we know you're a great guy, and we just hope that you can, work things out with Katie and Ariana and take this time away from Tom because you deserve it. I think that's going to be really good for you. I said one last question earlier, but I just got one more question actually. Where do you think the show or the friend group goes from here?
That's a good question.
Because I know a lot of people aren't wanting to film with Sandoval or Raquel, and I feel like they're just not in the friend group at all anymore. But I mean, you were actually on the show. We weren't this past couple seasons, so just would love to hear what you think about all that.
Oh my God. I don't know. Like, here's the thing. You guys know this better than anyone. You've been in this friend group for as long as I have. Brittany a little behind, but like we've been through so much up shit together. Like so many like marriages, divorces, cheating, like all kinds of other stuff. We've bonded. Maybe we've trauma bonded through all of this. But like and part of me thinks like, we'll be able to work through this, but I don't know. I don't know if
I think the level, from my point of view, I will say, and you can tell me what you think about this, I think the level of betrayal on this was so much worse than anything else you guys have gone through. Like, I know there's been things in the past that have sucked and have been, like, bad, too. And I know was things that before I was around that were bad, that, like, Jax did to Stassi. And, I know that all that really sucked. But this was going on for, like, months and months and months.
Totally.
And they were still hanging out right in front of your all's faces and, like, right in front of Ariana's face at her own home. And, like, she thought that was one of her very best friends as well as her life partner. So I just think the level of betrayal is just, like, above and beyond. So I just wonder how you feel about
100%. That. That's exactly what I was just going to finish my comment with, and you did it for me, so
sorry.
I appreciate that. This is just a completely different level of betrayal, and I don't know. I really don't know how it's going to play out, but I still love this up group of people, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I don't know what I want to close with. What should I close with?
Well, I'm glad that you're taking some time for yourself, though. I'm like kind of getting away from it all, hanging out with maybe some different friends, maybe some different groups of people, getting some different, perspectives of life other than this traumatic Vanderpump situation, because sometimes you got to break free from it and go see your other friends. And, so I hope you're doing that a little bit.
Thanks, Jackson. On that note, like, just a reminder, you guys, my name is Tom Schwartz. I did not have an affair with Raquel.
We know,
dude. Love ya.
My world does not revolve around Tom Sandoval. Okay, I'm not like a character in his movie.
Yes.
I'm trying to make my own movie, and man, it sucks. Like on the internet, it's just I've gotten absolutely roasted into oblivion, and I've been reduced to like an accessory to an affair. It's like Jesus Christ. Anyways,
you can't look at that stuff. You got to take a break from that shit and just turn it off. And that's just keyboard warriors. That's people that have nothing to do with their lives and like to sit behind the keyboard and just type because they know you're never going to respond. So don't look at that shit. Don't look at that shit. Just keep on doing what you're doing. Like I said, relax, take some time for yourself, meditate, do whatever you got to do. Hang out with different people, go to the beach. Keep going to the bar and seeing people, because everyone is going to Schwartz and Shandy's, I'm sure, is there to see you. No one's there to see Sandoval. So,
yeah, seriously.
They all know that you go there all the time. They all know that's your pride and joy and it's your baby, and you've invested everything that you have in that. So, I love going there. It's fun. The food is freaking awesome.
Thanks,
have a great
dude.
time.
I appreciate that.
3 times that I've been there, I've had a great time. But in closing out, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on here, too. We really, really appreciate it. I know you have a lot going on in your life, and I know you're not doing too many of these podcasts, but Brittany and I just really, really appreciate it. We love you to death, and we're always here for you, and we're always going to be here for you. And I guess we'll just see you when we get home.
Yeah, guys. And like, one last thing, like, people, I know lots of different people have experienced, their friends cheating or having affairs. Let this be a cautionary tale. Like, if you're not happy, if you're not in love, don't go start having an affair. Just break up with your significant other and move on.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the worst decision ever. They shouldn't have never done that. I agree 100%.
I mean, yeah, it's incredibly. But wait, let's try to end on a positive
yes.
note. I need a dose of positivity.
Well,
what do you got?
one thing. When does your Mars show air? We never said earlier.
Mondays on Fox.
Mondays on Fox. Okay. Well, good luck with that. Everybody tune in to
Stars
watch
on Mars.
Schwartzy on Mondays on Fox.
Can't wait to see this one.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Thanks so much.
All right, have fun in New York.
Yeah, we love you. Thanks, everybody, for listening to When Reality Hits with Jax and Brittany. We love you guys.
All right, we'll talk to you guys next week, and we'll fill you in on the last part of the reunion.
Yes. Dun, dun, dun.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye, Tom. Thank you.
See what hit blockbusters are streaming free during Popcorn Summer Movies on Pluto TV. Watch the first 4 Indiana Jones movies, or Minari and Maid of Honor. Plus, Pluto TV has hundreds of channels with thousands more movies, available on live and on demand. Download Pluto TV on all your favorite devices for free. Pluto TV. Stream now. Pay never.